Hi everybody, welcome back to Nature Kids, and today we'll be doing grade 6 English medium first term test question and answers. And so we don't have a part for this one, so I guess this is part 1. Okay, this is part 1. This is the only one. So we're good to go. Anyway, let's get started with the lesson because we got a little to do this time. So let's get done with it. What is history? History is the study and description of the people who lived in the past and the events that happened in their lives. Why do we study history? We study history to understand the past, solve present problems, and make better decisions for the future. Name three things people did in the past: lived in different parts of the world, made the environment suitable for living, maintained relationships with one another. Why can't we know what happened thousands of years ago by ourselves? Because we did not live during that time, so we need evidence and sources to learn about the past. What is a historical source? A historical source is anything that helps us learn about history. What are the two main types of historical sources? Literacy sources, archaeological sources. What are literacy sources? Literacy sources are written records from the past, such as ancient books, inscriptions, and folk tales. What are archaeological sources? Archaeological sources are physical remains from the past, such as buildings, ruins, tools, skeletons, coins, and pottery. Give two examples of literacy sources: Deepavansa, Mahavansa. Give four examples for archaeological sources: human skeletons, old coins, ancient buildings and ruins, old tools and utensils. Who wrote the Mahavansa? The Mahavansa was written by Mahanamathera. Which king built the Gal Vihara in Polonnaruwa? King Parakram Bahu I built the Gal Vihara. How can elders help us learn history? They tell stories and share information about past events that have been passed down through generations. Equals they're old. What is the benefit of learning how ancient people practice agriculture? It helps us find environmentally friendly methods to solve present-day agriculture and environmental problems. Why is it important to study the history of writing? It helps us understand how today's letters and writing system evolved over time. What are the two most commonly used methods of measuring historical time? Before Christ, BC, Anno Domini, AD. What does BC mean? BC, before Christ, refers to the time before the birth of Jesus Christ. What does AD mean? AD, Anno Domini, refers to the time after the birth of Jesus Christ. What is the Buddhist era based on? The Buddhist era begins from the Mahaparinibbana, passing away of Gautama Buddha, traditionally believed to have occurred in 544 BC. What is the excavation? Archaeological excavation. Archaeological excavation is the careful digging of the earth to discover ancient objects and remains buried in different soil layers. It helps us to learn about history. Now, here's some like short notes to remember your stuff. This is summarizing of the last 6 pages we just did, and so these are like short notes of the stuff we just learned. So history means study of the past. Historical sources mean literacy sources and archaeological sources. Deepavansa is in the 4th century AD and Mahavamsa was written in the 5th century AD. Gal Vihara was built by King Parakram Bahu I. BC equals before Christ, AD after the birth of Jesus Christ, or Anno Domini, not Annie. Buddhist era begins in 544 BC. Saka era begins in 78 AD. Hijri era begins in 622 AD. Sri Lanka became independent in 1948 AD. Okay, Saka era and Hijri era were not in the other six slides, and the Sri Lankan independence wasn't in the other six slides either. So better memorize those three a little well. Yeah, scan those three into your brain. How old is the Earth? The Earth was formed about 4,500 million years ago. According to the scientists, how was the Earth formed? The Earth was formed from a cloud of dust called a nebula. What is a nebula? A nebula is a cloud of dust in space from which the Earth was formed. What was the condition of the Earth when it was first formed? The Earth was extremely hot. Why do volcanoes erupt? Volcanoes erupt because hot molten materials, also known as lava, from the Earth's interior come out. What is lava? Lava is molten rock that comes out during a volcanic eruption. What was the first living organism on Earth? The first living organism was prokaryote bacteria. Where did life first begin? Life first began in water. What is Opabenia? Opabenia was an ancient sea creature with 5 eyes that lived about 442 million years ago. Which appeared first on land? Plants or animals? Plants appeared first, followed by animals. From which animals did humans evolve? Humans evolved from a generation of apes, chimpanzee-like ancestors. What is human evolution? Human evolution is the process by which humans developed from ape-like ancestors. During which period did most human evolution take place? During the Great Ice Age. Why did early humans change during the Great Ice Age? Because of the extreme cold weather and lack of food, they adapted to survive. Who was Australopithecus? Australopithecus was the earliest ape that showed human characteristics and walked on 2 feet. What was special about Australopithecus? It walked on 2 feet. Who were Homo habilis? Homo habilis was the capable man who first made simple stone tools. Why is Homo habilis called the capable man? Because he made and used stone tools. Who first used fire? Homo erectus first used fire. Give 2 benefits of using fire: cooking food, keeping warm during cold weather. Who was Homo neanderthalensis? He was an early human who built houses, hunted animals, and cooked food. Who is Homo sapien? Homo sapien is the modern human and the closest ancestor of people living today. Name 4 achievements of Homo sapien: language, music, painting, dancing. What are the 3 stages of culture evolution? Paleolithic era, Mesolithic era, and Neolithic era. How did Paleolithic people obtain food? They hunted animals and gathered wild plants. What important invention was introduced during the Mesolithic era? The bow and arrow. What major activity began during the Neolithic era? Agriculture, also known as farming. Name 4 crops first cultivated during the Neolithic era: wheat, paddy, barley, kurakan, also known as finger millet. What important changes took place during the Neolithic era? Agriculture began, animal husbandry started, villages were formed, iron tools were used, religious activities developed. Why is agriculture considered one of man's greatest achievements? Because it enabled people to live permanently in villages, produce enough food, build build civilizations, and develop arts and culture. And here's a short note of the other, well, the things we just talked about. These are the important facts for examination. So, Earth was formed 4,500 million years ago. The first living organism was the prokaryote bacteria. Life began in water. First plants appeared before animals. Human evolution occurred during the Great Ice Age. Australopithecus walked on 2 feet. Homo habilis, first stone tools. Homo erectus, first used fire. Homo neanderthalensis built shelter and hunted. Homo sapien, language, music, painting, dancing, 3 cultural stages, Paleolithic, Mesolithic, and Neolithic. Agriculture started about 9,000 years ago. Villages formed around 6,000 BC. 4 major human groups: Caucasoid, Negroid, Australoid, and Mongoloid. So that's all for today, guys. Like and subscribe to my channel. Like I always say, it makes me happy and not sad and depressed that you won't subscribe. Anyway, enough of my mental issues. I'll see you guys in the next video, which I'll be hopefully posting soon, I guess. I don't know. And until then, bye.